teachers are just, they try to get everyone involved and participating, and they try to get everyone to the best level they can be.
It takes talented, dedicated educators to embrace, learn, and teach the SIPL's unique system of education.
We really believe that our teachers are not a sage on the stage, but really a guide on the side in the classroom.
The look of the classrooms is different than most schools, as students learn on their own and in groups based on aptitude.
An area that they've held strong to is being a little unconventional at times. You know, you might go into a classroom and see kids reading a book underneath the desk with their feet up in the air, but that might be the way that they learn best, and that's okay.
A traditional school setting is, I've got this curriculum that I need to deliver to you. I, as an adult, have been given this to give to you. Here's my gift to you. Curriculum drives instruction. At Santan, students drive instruction. We start where they're at and bring the curriculum to them. But it's so contradicting to what our society was set up to back in the 40s and the 30s when we were producing factory workers. So we put them in a factory setting where they all sit in the same row and they all are given the same information and they all are expected to do the same thing. That's what they wanted when they left to go work for Ford on the assembly lines and factory. Society is not that way anymore. So why our antiquated education system is still doing that boggles the mind.
And so what we just really ask our teachers and our parents is not to do anything for the child that they can do themselves. And that takes time and effort and really trust.
Trust, because our society is not built on letting a child do it, because we as adults want to get through the task quicker.
We really are asking our teachers to be at the cutting edge of education and every year reinventing themselves by responding to their students and making sure that they have the right education and experience to be able to serve their students well.
Before being hired, teachers go through a rigorous interview process.
We may have 80 applicants for 5 positions and we'll invite 20. And 18 or 15 of them will say, yes, I want to continue this.
I like cucumbers.
Me too. They're nice and cooling and crunchy.
The school makes a real effort to find people that put children first and are really all about helping the children grow and be the best that they can be.
We go over everything that it is to be a Santan teacher, and that's required. And 90% of teachers are like, okay, I can do this. Because I do stop in the middle of my presentation and say, if you're not all about parent involvement, that's great. It just won't work here. If you're not about letting students drive your instruction, that's great. And that's okay, and there are schools for that. We're not one of them. And we're very purposeful on what it is and what it is not to be a Santan teacher.
Napkins go on our wet lap, and our feet stay under our...
After an intensive background check, the remaining candidates are shown the entire compensation package.
We try to get them in front of as many people as possible, from staff members to administrators to parents.
As a group, they decide which teachers have the vision and passion to become members of the Santan family. First grade teacher Mrs. Ramirez is an example of the success of the interview process.
Rita said this teacher's really got a good foundation for reading, and that's a great thing for a first grade teacher to have. And so sure enough, you know, Kenneth is in, our second son is in her class, and she has made reading a lot of fun.
The teachers commit to the program, and in turn, the school commits to the teachers by providing training and professional support.
We meet for an entire 2 weeks before the school year starts, and we have really fantastic professional development. We bring in different professionals. Like this year we focused on the 6 traits of writing, and for an entire day. Another day we focused on how to differentiate and make things at different levels for students to meet them where they're at. And then we also always have Love and Logic for at least a couple of days so we're all on the same page for discipline and we understand what our system is, how it works, and why it works.
Teachers here also have the support of Principal Bethany Hahn. The National Board Certified teacher taught at Santan for 3 years before being promoted, so she's an expert on what teachers here need.
Some of the best parts of my day are the time I get to spend with the teachers and really talking through instructional strategies with them and analyzing the data and figuring out, okay, this child, here's the problem, and here's what we need to do, and here's where we're going with them.
You have such a huge support group with the teachers around you. I don't have a problem going to any of my fellow teachers, whether they be upper grade teachers or teachers that teach primary grades lower than I am. I can go to any of those grade levels and say, hey, I'm having maybe a problem with this kiddo, and do you have any ideas for, how I could use Love and Logic with them better than what I'm doing? Or, this kiddo's really struggling in this area, maybe can you help me with some ideas that have helped you? We have a meeting at least once a week, and that in that meeting we talk about different things that are going right in our classroom, and we brainstorm ideas together, as well as learn other things. Like this year we're working on the Daily 5 and learning how that center can be incorporated into our classrooms and all of the different grade levels and what that can look like. And so our administration is extremely supportive in that.
This is food chains, because it all starts with the sun, because it goes sun and then it always has a plant.
Studies have shown that hands-on project work is more effective than rote memorization when it comes to learning. So much of the work at Santan is project-based.
And the reason why we do that is because it really takes knowledge from short-term to long-term when they're able to create and make and do things.
This is a bobcat, and it can jump 6 feet high. It eats rabbits and bullets and small mammals.
In this curriculum, we do a lot more projects than just plain old work. We made a newspaper, but we had to research the French Revolution to put information in it. And I did lots of artwork for it. It's more fun to do than just listening to a teacher talk and just finding information, because it's more enjoyable. You want to do it and then you actually learn.
And by working in groups at times, students learn cooperation and teamwork, 2 skills they'll need in a real-world work environment.
I like working as a team because, you have other people's ideas.
Dino's group has been given a geography challenge that involves reading maps.
And we're going from Berlin, we're going to go to Frankfurt. And so we're thinking, how are we going to get there? You know what Mrs. G said? No gasoline. So you know what we're doing? We're taking an electric car.
We've just noticed our children thrive here at this school because, yes, they're taught the lesson by the teacher, but they're also allowed to go explore, and they can create, and it makes the learning so much more meaningful for them.
Each quarter, the entire school studies a certain concept.
This quarter, we're doing civics and government. So you'll see in the classrooms what's called a concept question board, and there'll be all sorts of questions and things that the kids want to know and learn about civics and government. And so we ask them to post that up there, and throughout the quarter, whether it be with grade level textbooks or going into the library or doing research on the computer, they'll start to discover or inquire about their answers that they're looking for. And that's that investigation piece that happens during the quarter. And then we usually have them create something.
Those creations are displayed at the quarterly school-wide learning celebration.
Really, it's just a big party all day long on celebrating what it is we learned that quarter. So we'll bring speakers in. So we've got Mayor Lewis from Gilbert coming in to present our character awards and speak to the kids on civics and government.
If I say character counts, what does everybody say? It does count all the time, doesn't it? And
a number of the students here are the sons and daughters of Santan Learning Center teachers. Ashley D'Andrano, a finalist in the annual school-wide spelling bee, is the daughter of a Santan teacher.
B-R-A-I-N-S-T-O-R-M.
The emphasis on the character and character counts and Love and Logic and all of that pulled together to really emphasize to the children and to model to the children how important it is to be good citizens, to be good friends, to be understanding and supportive. She's thrived. She's doing amazingly well.
My girls have always liked school, and so they'll be happy almost anywhere. I think we are more happy as parents, with what we see, the possibilities, and what we see, the things that are going on in the school, compared to what they were getting in public school.
For our son, we've seen such a big difference. For somebody that was really starting to hate school and come home crying every day that nobody understands him, nobody gets him, he's bored in school, where now he's actually challenged and he loves learning, and that means so much to us, that our kids really love learning, and that's what we want.
If we give them the right environment to flourish in, we put the right people in front of them to help flourish it, the possibilities are endless.